Good morning, and how is everybody this fine day? Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So happy May. Can you believe it's May already? It's totally crazy how the time is flying. And obviously, April was like, whoa, for us because we had so much wild medicine going on. And we are bringing you more wild medicine tips via our free Heal Scotland challenges to really help you expand your understanding and your awareness of the body and the magnificence of it, and how you can daily tend to it to keep it well, to stop your health from going over the cliff, because that's what we want. We want prevention, and how we can pull back, reconnect to nature, and feel and perceive and receive a lot more light and energy going through this baby. So, let's look at our challenges so far, because I really encourage you to keep them all going. So January was intermittent fasting. Remember, the golden rule there is no food 3 hours before you go to bed. If you can, at the very, very least 2 hours, give the body a chance to digest all that food, so that through the night, when it goes in, when you go to sleep, it starts detoxing. And remember, your liver is getting detoxed between 1 and 3. Now, I was thinking about that there. Yeah, so when you go to sleep, all the restoration, the repair, the regeneration happens. You need to be sleeping in order for this to happen properly. And if your body is full of food that might not even be food, then that impairs that process and makes it much more difficult for your body to do the job that it will always, always strive to do, which is return the body to balance. So that was intermittent fasting. So keep going with that. Then February was breath work. So really using the breath and all the different ways that you can breathe to change your own chemistry. I personally, let's just talk about me, had 2 unbelievable experiences, one at Tarbert Festival and one in Skye with the Wim Hof breath work. It was just, I can only say it was like connection to heaven. That's what it felt like, bliss, and what I could see, and it was crazy. Beautiful, 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 and really humbling experience. So breathwork really is where it's at, especially if you don't have the money or the time or the desire to go to plant medicines. You can really focus in on breathing your body and igniting your pineal gland and changing your own chemistry. We've got a pharmacy in here that's safe. The body can create lots of chemicals when you know how to breathe it and work it. So keep on with the breathing. So that's your intermittent fasting and your breath work. And then what did we do in March? Well, let's talk about April, because I can't remember March right now. We did love your liver and lymph. So the big 6, which is what my darling friend Nicola Harkins, she was teaching us the big 6. And so keep that going as well, loving your liver and lymph. And remember, the liver's green in colour. You can pack it with castor oil and frankincense. You can body brush. I picked this up off my wardrobe today, but you see the label still on it. I've not even used it. That's what we do, isn't it? But what you can do, she did one on the face as well with a smaller brush. But obviously what we're looking at is around these bottlenecks, helping the body to move the toxicity through. You cannot live on a planet like this that we've totally poisoned, and we've just adjusted everything because we're so stupid and greedy. Well, not us, obviously, them. And now what we're finding is that we're having to kind of undo all the toxicity with our protocols. So it's really, really important that we keep all these protocols going. So the love your liver and lymph, the big 6. What we're moving into May, we've got some brilliant teachers coming to inspire you with kind of different things, different ways you can move. Because really, again, let's go back to time. How much time do you have, and how much time are you willing to devote to looking after your body? And when it comes to movement, a lot of people still connect running and stuff to calorie burning and losing weight. by far the simplest way to lose weight is your food. How you look at your macros, and I've done a few videos in that. As soon as you get your carbohydrate percentage down, you will lose weight regardless of how much movement you do. So let's forget about moving for weight loss. There's categorically cut your carbs down. It's a no-brainer. And get your fats and proteins up. That's a whole other video. So what we're looking at for me is movement, not for your physical health and your mental health. And I think I was a high impact aerobics instructor for decades, and I love that. I love really getting my pulse rate up and getting out of breath and getting that high, the high from music. I was watching a video this morning about how your DNA recognizes the music. That's why we all love different music, and it contracts when it hears that tune that you're just like, yeah, let me get up there and let me go crazy. How the body's interacting with sound, I think, is possibly one of the most exciting things right now. And, we're really working on frequencies and sound frequencies with the Genius Insight app, and how you can listen to certain frequencies and feed your body through sound. I mean, how beautiful is that? Anyway, I digress. What we're going to do this morning is we're just going to look at the neck, moving the neck. So, we've got these joints, the neck, the shoulders, the hips, the waist to a degree, the hip area and the base of the spine, the knees and the ankles. Now, anybody who is maybe getting a wee bit older like me, I never, ever even paid any attention to my knees or my hips or my shoulders because I had no pain or no stiffness there. And I jumped around like a lunatic. And so I wasn't even really aware they were there. Now I'm like, oh, that's my shoulder. And my knee, my left knee, I'm like, oh, I can feel my knee now. So my body's sort of like, oh, now obviously the older you get, the longer you've been in the planet. It doesn't have to happen, but the more likely it is to happen that you'll maybe get a bit of stiffness in these joints. They're a feat of engineering, and they're loaded, and they're basically, what did Nicola call them? The kind of, basically where everything gets stuck because it's not quite as easy to flow and get through. Movement for joy, Kirsten, you're absolutely right. And we did a lot of that at the festivals. It's actually been so nice to connect with young people that are doing dance. I mean, I've always loved dance. If I had my choice of careers, it would have been to be a dancer. I love it. But I stopped doing it. Like, what? So get the tunes on, and we're going to have some people coming on here to light up your day. And, again, thinking about time, bottleneck, that's the word I was looking for. Sorry, my brain's not quite with it yet again. So these bottleneck joints, you can use a bit of music just to move it. And we're just going to focus in on the neck today, because I want you to be thinking not just of your physical body. Here's your throat chakra. This is your expression. And, speaking out what you need to speak out. And a bit like Jennifer Main, I believe there is only one truth. There's not your truth. There's your perception of events, which is absolutely relevant and fine. But being able to say what it is that you feel or give your opinion, if it's asked for, and put your tuppence-worth into the mix, because it can be really valuable. And I know that the people that are around me, I love getting all these different angles, on, because I absolutely cannot do it myself. And I only see things through the world of letting go. And then you remember, oh, just dance. The Kayleys, the power of the Kaylee to improve your health. I mean, it's just crazy. And your social life and your ability to laugh at yourself. We had so much fun with the Kayleys. So we're thinking about, we have an aura out here. So even just doing something as simple as that across my throat, going into Qigong. I love Qigong. It's so beautiful, so gentle, and so powerful for raising your energy. Because we need to be thinking about this field around us and how we tend that, because what we're really fully understanding is that problems can come in because we're not communicating properly. And I'm using the throat right now because that's what we're going to focus on today. Now you imagine, just tip your head to the side and just feel How does that feel? Is there any stiffness there, any creaking, any pain? Or maybe if you're young, nubile, you'll feel absolutely nothing. I know I used to go to yoga classes and think, why are we doing this? Because I felt nothing. I didn't realise what was going on. And then just take it to the other side. We've kind of thought of exercise as something that probably 80% of people don't even want to do. So because we've always thought it's made it difficult. You've got to do it for an hour. Just breathe into this. And now we're going like, no, actually just take the body in different directions. Just put your chin onto your chest. Again, breathe and feel. When I'm doing that, I can actually feel going down my spine. And I can actually feel something in my temples. Just pay close attention to what the body's saying. And this is the bottleneck. And you can also just gently, this is movement too, go in with your big six. Just again, you're just talking to this area of the body. Let's hold your head up. I can't remember what the weight is of your head, but it's heavy. And there's a lot of stuff in here. So and now just gently rotate this neck. So you imagine you do 10 head rolls a day. This is going to help your communication, your thyroid, the actual joint of the neck is going to help. It's going to help your proprioception. Just take it the other way. Very, very simple, gentle move. Feel. Is it stiff? Is it achy? Is there any pain there? So say, for example, you decided to do 10 of these a day. That would take you what? Just stop and feel. 10 a day, 70 a week, 280 a month. Do you think that your neck would feel lighter? Think of what's been released when you do that. So simple things. We don't have to do everything for ages. And again, put on some nice music, some soft music, or just some like dance music, whatever makes you feel good. What I clearly saw demonstrated, is it still okay to rotate your head? No, it's totally okay to rotate your head, yeah. Don't listen to the fear. Try it yourself. And if it feels good, then it's good. So what I saw clearly at the festivals was our ability to raise our vibration. People are full of fear, too scared to breathe, too scared to dance, too scared to stand up. It is quite mind-blowing when you see the level of fear that people are in, listening to other people. You can't do that, you shouldn't do this, and blah, blah, blah. And then when you have the people that are willing to stand up and take the lead, interesting how then you see others going, okay, it's safe. I've been ruminating over why are we getting so many healings at these festivals? What is it? And do you know what I think it is? You're around people who believe and know at some level how powerful we are. And so you've got that collective energy. I've been doing this breath work for full on. I go for it. I'm like, come on, let me see. Let me get this DMT. I really, really want to go into these other realms. But what happened to me on Sunday and a couple of my friends, I've never experienced anything like it. So why is that when you're in that group? Because we're creating this power grid and we're moving out of fear. Because, and people come on here all the time to tell me, oh, you need to be careful. Oh, you shouldn't do this. Go away. We're not doing fear anymore. You are perfectly capable of taking responsibility. How does this feel? For years when I was teaching, you weren't allowed to pronate the knee, bend the knee. Your knee had to be above your ankle and not across. And now we know that was a lot of bollocks as well. Your knees need to be down in that squat position. If you didn't have furniture, you would be in it a lot more. So all the stuff that they told you, generally speaking, what people are doing is trying to get you to buy from them. I'm in a luxurious position here. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't make money by telling you, come to me, I know everything. I'm giving you information that I have learned, and you can decide whether to use it or not. And if you're full of fear, you might say, oh, that's it. You've got to be careful when you're breathing. It's breathing. But we've come in now, oh, that one's dangerous, come to me, mine's really safe. Don't do that, do this one, come to me, I know better. I mean, it's rubbish. You are so, so powerful. And what's happening is you're being held back from having some pretty amazing experiences because of your fear. And it's up to you. You want to stay in fear, that's absolutely your prerogative. But if you're ready to move into these higher frequencies, and I watched it with Kirtan, I watched it with the Kaylee, I watched it with the breathwork. I even when I'm doing somebody's hair or giving somebody a facial, I can tell the level of fear in their body by just tuning in and observing. So much of our communication is through the body language. And if your body, arguably, if your body is stiff and sore, how are you going to be free and carefree? So looking after this body and keeping it flexible, even if you can't run a marathon, who cares? If you can get up and down without pain, without stiffness, if you can enjoy the body and really think about the magnificence of it, of these joints. Tomorrow I'm going to do some shoulder work. It's a very, very simple intro, because what I really want to get the message out is it's not about exercise to burn calories. It's about movement, as Kirsten says, for joy. Movement for joy, and about for you going to, you can take my information or not. You can have a different point of view or not. We all have. But the problem is, there an agenda? Is somebody telling you they're right, they're wrong, and I'm right to sell you something? This is a big, big issue online and in the spiritual communities. I know better. It drives me nuts when people want to bring others down in order to sell themselves. It's crazy. So many people doing amazing things and doing it all differently. Maybe it doesn't resonate with you. That's fine. It's resonating with others. We're all in this together, and there's different ways and there's different times. I'm sure you've experienced that, where me, for example, my movement was jumping around to loud music, going to the sub club and dancing for 4 hours in a row. And now, still like that. I had great fun dancing at the festivals. Absolutely fantastic. And I thought, I'm going to do more of that. But it changes. I'm quite happy to do yin yoga now, put my neck into a position and breathe and hold it there and be gentle with the body. I was not interested in that 20 years ago. So things will change. And as we evolve and develop, our idea and our understanding of movement, a big problem for women is they only ever go in one direction, and then they sit down and they get up and they go in that direction. They're not turning their heads. They're not moving. We're not dancing. Our proprioception goes. We unfire and unwire our brain. And then when we try to do something we've not done for decades, we fall. So proprioception is really, really key. So start to see movement as something joyful. You don't need to do it for an hour. You don't even need to do your whole body. If you're a bodybuilder, you'll go in and do one set. You maybe do arms. Then, because the magic happens in the rest period, and when you're not doing the thing. So, because now that we've mobilized our necks, we've been thinking about it, we've been thinking about the throat, blue in colour, the blue chakra, thinking about this, joint that's holding up our head, and how we carry so many stories on the shoulders, we don't feel supported, etc. And we can start to go, I'm going to let go of all of that. Let me free this baby up. And I'm going to stop taking other people down, blaming, shaming, and complaining. Maybe somebody's not as good as you are at something. So what? They're learning. We're all learning. What about we go, do you know what else? You were fantastic there. And this is how you can be even better, because we are all a work in progress. I am. You're getting your message out in the most powerful way that you can in this moment, and we will all improve. We'll all get lighter. We'll all get brighter, if that's where we put our attention. And it's very clear to me now the people that I need to be around in order to keep my vibration up. And it's also very clear to me that we can raise each other's vibration. And if you've got 30 people in a room and only 2 are dancing and the rest point blank refuse because they're afraid of disapproval, because they don't like this, don't like that, and they're not willing to give it a go. You know what they say, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And I really do believe that as we move forward, to really change our health trajectory from the victim consciousness, from one of the worst in the world to one of the best, we're all going to have to stand up. It cannot be done alone. And maybe you've got a little bit of fear. Maybe you're not bold enough now, but you have to open your mind and go, well, what would happen if more of us stood up, if more of us took the lead, if more of us danced? It's up to us. Nobody's coming to save you. It's time to break free from these hierarchical structures, these people who have used and abused their power. And we now are waking up to the magnificence of this energy system that we are, that is absolutely ignited by us, by our thoughts, our feelings, and by the people that we're around. And even good people we all fall in, because obviously I'm good, we all fall into the blame, shame, complain now and again, instead of going, oh, catch myself on there. What am I putting into the field? Because like Carolyn Mace says, there's nothing worse than a vengeful vegetarian. If you're eating organic juice and you're not drinking alcohol and you're not eating sugar and you think you're better than everybody else in the world, but you're giving off that resonance of superiority, I'm right and you're wrong. That's the thing. That's the frequency that's going into the field, instead of compassion and love and an ability to inspire others instead of bring them down. And as Vida B says, we're all actually the same size. If you're making somebody bigger than you or somebody weirder than you, you're part of the problem. And this, I believe, is going to be our biggest challenge, is really genuinely seeing each other as equals, away from all the concepts and labels. Anyway, I've gone totally off topic. Move your neck, circle it around, and, just think of movement as freedom. Free up that big joint, do your big six, keep going with all the challenges that we've had. We're just introducing you gently and slowly to reconnection to nature, and we'll be out there, we'll be doing some of our lives from there so that you can get that power, supercharge yourselves for free. Anyway, I'm away. Enough from me for the morning. Have a wonderful day. Hang out with people that bring you joy. Hang out with people that bring others up and not down. And know you can change your frequency, your ability to move, when you let go and start taking some beautiful action. All the best. Ciao.